Ed Reardon's Week by Christopher Douglas and Andrew Nichols. Episode 3, The Cruise.
Thank you very much. And that's it from me, Jazz Milvain, and my Bayou Boys. Not just for today, but for the next 2 Sunday afternoons. 'Cause the band is going back on the road.
Hey, do what? Do you know anything about this, Ed?
Sorry, I wasn't listening. What's he saying now?
Jazz, what do you mean we're going back on the road?
Yeah, I'm not going near Lake and Buzzard again. Remember what happened last time?
You had to get married.
When I say the road, I actually mean the high seas. We're going cruising, boys, courtesy of my very good friends, Pelihelian Tours.
Well, we are we?
Yes, we are. Bit of lecturing, bit of music, giving the public what it craves. Culture with a celebrity spin.
Sunday. To the busy freelance author, the idea of holidays is anathema. The mind must never be allowed to slip into standby mode, but always be ready to wrestle with the traffic of human affairs, which most certainly did not include becoming part of Jazz Milvain's backslapping entourage on what he was pleased to describe as a voyage of intellectual discovery, but which I suspect was in reality a voyage away from his 4th wife and stepchildren during the school holidays. The overweening vanity of Jazz's expectation that we would just drop everything to climb aboard his self-love boat was a delusion from which he needed to be swiftly disabused.
Where are we going then? Is it South Seas? I'll just nip home and get me passport and me thong.
Well, if you'll excuse me, I'll just go home and get on with some work. I'm afraid you'll have to find someone else to play the jug.
Oh dear, that is one big gun you're holding to our head.
Oh, come on, Ed. It'll be a bit of fun. He wants to have a laugh with his mates.
I very much doubt that. What Jazz wants is a human shield to protect him from pensioners desperate to tell him about their grandchildren.
There might be some totty on board.
Yeah.
Well, more totter, I'd have thought, and crumpet of the kind with low-fat spread applied to it.
What's it to be then? A jolly old med or straight up your Northwest Passage?
Tell you what, Malta would be nice. Haven't been there since National Service.
No, we'll be cruising the Highlands and Islands, from the silver sands of Morar to whatever that location was where I shot my remake of Whiskey Galore.
Well, I thought the main location for that was the 50p bin at Blockbuster.
Yeah, that was a bit of a casting cock-up, wasn't it? Putting the pub landlord in it.
I made commercial sense in so many ways at the time.
Was that the same commercial sense that made you call it Coca-Cola galore?
Look, I could just as easily say none of you's coming. I'll do this gig on my own and you can go without a free holiday.
No, we're just pulling your plonker, Jazz.
No, I'm not. I'm deadly serious. Anyway, I'm working on a project which can't wait.
I don't see why not. It's never going to happen, is it?
Now, Ping, I'd like to tell you about the treatment I sent you on Friday.
Yeah, I read it. It's great.
I know that for agents, weekends are sacrosanct, what with weddings and barbecues and the televised humiliation of the underclass to be watched.
I read it, Ed. It's brilliant.
You sure you're talking about the novel I'm proposing?
Yeah, and Rita, right? Yorkshire's most promising spin bowler. It's so zeitgeisty because women's cricket's really cool. I didn't know you could do redemptive epiphanies.
I think you're setting me up, aren't you? Isn't this where Felix jumps out of the cupboard using the movie function on his phone?
Felix is not going to hear about this, Ed, until the book's in the shops. Because I smell the aroma of the Costa First Novel Award.
Yes, it isn't technically speaking my first novel.
Yeah, but nobody's going to know that, are they? Not unless they're like 50 or something. So, when you've done the first 4 chapters, I'll start sending it round to the publishers, right?
Oh, with a girl dressed up as a cricketer producing them from a picnic basket.
We only do that with the real rubbish, the stuff you were writing last week.
Well, that's not what you called it then. Then it was feel-good and must-read.
That was before I knew you could do something like this. You should try it more often.
Well, I'm nonplussed.
You haven't got time for that. I want you to go away and write those chapters. Off your pop. Bye. Bye.
I'm overwhelmed.
You haven't got time to be. Go now. Right. Anyway, I've got Susan Boyle's agent on hold. He's cracking up. Doesn't think he can take it anymore.
Right. Outline Chapter 3. Amrita experiences racial abuse from the BNP supporters in the crowd at Bradford. Umpire Jessup intervenes by calling tea. Is that your tummy rumbling or mine, Elgar? Both. I'm afraid when we're writing on spec, that's how we eat. Chapter 4. The thorny question of the arranged marriage and the even more controversial and emotional issue of the membership of Yorkshire County Cricket Club. Well, let's see what there is. Nothing in the Rover tin, apart from curtain hooks and trouser buttons. Don't know why I thought there would be. Bread bin. Ambrita might be able to get a bit of spin with this ciabatta roll, but it's no good for eating. Unless we do this. Moisten it up a bit and stick it in the oven. Oh! Good heavens! Look, Elgar. 1, 2, 3 roast potatoes left over from Sunday. 1 for you, 2 for me, and I'll have a bit of rosemary. A just reward for honest labour. Carried out with a clear conscience and without the editorial input from Coca-Cola. Now, let's see how Jazz Milvain and the freeloaders are going to be spending next week. Oh, yes, a sunset. You can't see one of those looking out of your window at home, can you?
Informality is very much the keynote on a perihelion cruise.
Dinner in your fleece.
So, whilst relaxing in one of our sumptuously designed lounges, whilst sipping a glass of superb chilled champagne, you can soak up a wealth of knowledge from one of our hand-picked celebrity lecturers, whilst the deck offers myriad pleasures for the outdoor time.
Right, that's 3 incorrect uses of whilst. Obviously no celebrity grammarian on board. I mean, really, who writes all this stuff? I did, I suppose. Until this week, anyway.
For those who prefer the seclusion of their luxury cabin, our hand-picked staff are on hand...
Repetition of hand.
...to bring you room service, including a fabulous range of complimentary drinks and bar snacks 24/7. So you can enjoy solitude whilst relaxing with a DVD or free Wi-Fi connection.
Solitude and Wi-Fi. Bit like being at home, I suppose. With complimentary snacks. Let's have a look at that luxury cabin again. See if it's got a smoke alarm. So, I'm afraid I won't be able to teach you for a couple of weeks.
Community service, is it?
No.
They make them wear bibs now that say community payback. I think that's a bit cruel.
I don't. I'd go further. Cut their hands off and their feet, or at least shackle them.
Oh, Stan. That's not going to help them trim your hedge. No hands.
Anyway, I'm going to...
I don't want them near my edge, thank you very much. I'll make my own arrangements.
Well, my arrangements are to go to sea and work on my new novel.
Oh, yes, working your passage on a whaler.
Not quite, Pearl. It's one of those cruises round the Scottish Islands.
Stowing away, then?
On the contrary, I shall be singing for my supper. Playing in a jazz band with an old mucker of mine, Jazz Milvain.
Oh, him that you never stop going on about. I thought you didn't like him. Didn't like him earning more money than he does.
Well, if I get this novel hammered out, the tables might be turned. Because as I try and impress on you in these classes, it's a switchback world, writing. You've got to be prepared for rejection, yes, but you've also got to be ready for success when it comes a knocking.
I went on a gardening cruise. That was a terrible letdown. We were promised Alan Titchmarsh. We ended up with an actor off Torchwood. I doubt he'd ever been outdoors, let alone had an allotment.
We had Nigel Havers on Norwegian Rhapsody. He was good value. Made those fjords really come alive. That's the key to a cruise. A good celebrity host, decent grub, nice scenery. And a red rubber wristband so you're on the first sitting at mealtimes. Don't forget the possibility of romance. A nice Scottish doctor with grey hair. That'd suit me.
I won't be concerning myself with any of that, Olive. I shall be living within the confines of my cabin and my ideas.
So you won't be doing any lecturing then?
No. So let's make the most of the time we've got left. Now then, what do we know about women's cricket?
Did the lappy arrive okay?
Yes, and I'm overwhelmed by the Skype readiness of it, but I'm not sure I can do this, Ping.
Oh, Ed, you're not getting cold feet at the last minute.
I'm afraid so. I'm concerned about leaving Elgar.
Well, it's only the best cattery in, England. It's where Simon Callow sends the Meow Haraja when he goes to the Salzburg Festival.
Yeah, reassuring as that
It's
is.
where Humphrey, the Downing Street cat, went when he got out of order with Cherry Blair's shoes. Anyway, it's all paid for. I've done it.
Yes, I know. It's just that we haven't been apart for longer than 3 nights.
I don't think you really want to write this book.
No, I do, really, Ping. I mean, why else do you think I'm prepared to put up with Jazz's insufferable company for 10 days?
Right. So go. And don't you dare let Jazz Milvain anywhere near it. He will just decimate it.
You mean remove a 10th part of it?
I'm being serious, Ed. He'll eviscerate it.
I thought that was what you so admired in him.
Yeah, with remakes and Spotty Boys robot films. But this is real art.
You really think so?
Yes.
Bon voyage, Ed. Bon, 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 bon.
Tuesday, 4 bells. Small ones, but complimentary, all with dry ginger, and each delivered by a hand-picked steward. First night of the Pelahelian cruise, in unexpected comfort, due to passenger Robinson failing to make it up the gangplank. My upgrade had the advantage of an ensuite bathroom and no sea view, thanks to the painting of the Camargue ponies I'd placed over the porthole. The only white horses I wanted to see, thank you very much. So, nothing to come between me and the limitless horizons of my idea. Yes, hello?
Sorry to disturb the flow of creative juices,
No, it's all right, John.
Oh, you're writing a postcard, I see. Would you like me to take care of that for you?
Oh, yes, thank you.
Right, I'll just clear away whiskey glasses for you.
Thank you, John.
Oh, it's to Elgar. Wasn't there a gentleman of that name in the composing business?
I believe there was. Well, if that's all, John...
Captain's compliments, sir, and would you like to join him and the other guests in the Claire Francis MBE lounge for a welcoming drink?
I couldn't have it down here, could I? Quite frankly, I'd feel just as welcome in my chair.
I'm afraid not, sir. There is a safety procedure to familiarise yourself with and an inspiring video for everybody to enjoy.
Yeah, I think I may have already enjoyed that enough on your website.
And
so...
you'll be issued with your wristband entitling you to all your complimentary meals throughout the voyage.
Well, you made all that pretty clear, John. On-board discipline must be enforced, I suppose. A bit like the Articles of War, isn't it?
Yes, exactly, sir. And you will be invited to fill in a questionnaire.
I haven't worn a wristband since I had my prostate done.
Excuse me.
Tattoo removed me.
Yeah.
That was a costly mistake. 500 to fly there, another 200 to get her name taken off my shoulder.
Blimey.
Yes, sir.
Could I have another, please?
Sorry, only one welcoming drink per passenger.
Well, what about the one earmarked for the chap who, so very sadly, dropped dead on the gangplank?
Go on, then.
Oh, thank you. Absent friend. You couldn't bear me in mind for his cheese and pineapple on a stick, could you? Oh, thank you very much.
That was brilliant, Ed. I'm impressed.
How kind. I've got my sights set on his wristband as well.
I'll tell you what, Cliff, he's still the governor, isn't he?
What do you look like, Reardon? Where's the white tuxedo?
Well, he's halfway there. White legs and shorts. Don't know about the grey socks and sandals, eh?
Informality is the keynote of a Pelahelian cruise, Jazz. Didn't you read the brochure? Or were you too busy posing like an extra from Carry On Up the Funnel?
No, I've just been talking to the captain, who does happen to be a big fan of my films, and he'd like us to go on after the video to get everyone in the holiday mood. So, we'll start with sailing, then a life on the ocean wave, anchors away...
Oh, hang on. We haven't got the dots for them.
What's that?
The music.
When do we do Sweet Georgia Brown?
We don't. Band call in half an hour.
Oh, dear. Entering uncharted waters, this, isn't it?
Oh, I wouldn't worry. Most of these look as though they're ready for bed already. I could pass for the cabin boy in this company.
Up at him, flattering himself.
Pearl? Oh, rest of the class too.
Hello.
It's a bit of a surprise. Here you all are like the Spanish Inquisition, only even less expected.
Don't worry, Mr. Reardon, we're not stalking you.
No, our coach tour fell through at the last minute and this was all we could get.
Oh, how disappointing.
Yes, I'd much rather be in North Wales, but there we are. We were due to visit all the natural springs where the supermarkets get their mineral water. Montgomery, that's the Co-op, Brecon, Tesco, Snowdonia.
I reckon that's a tap.
But it would have been scenic and informative.
Still, this is only £8,000. What's that? The interest on a couple of ices.
So, are you going to introduce yourself?
Not surprised you've been keeping quiet about these two.
Don't be cheeky!
Oh, ow!
This is my writing class, Olive Pearl.
Oh, brains too, my word. We're the band.
Yeah.
Yes, the Bayou Boys. This is Cliff and Ray.
I know what they say about musicians.
Oh, and it's all true. If you don't believe me, come to cabin 402, K-deck lower.
Long way down from where we are.
And this is Stan.
Oh, we'll come to your place, ladies.
Oh, now.
A23 upper.
You want to keep your safe locked or he'll have your ISA numbers.
What next? I expect my ex-wife and children will appear in a minute. Start discussing my shortcomings as a family man.
You were a failure at that too, were you?
Oh, good, the video's starting.
As somebody wise once said, when a man is tired of perihelion...
Nobody ever said that.
He is tired of celebrity cruises.
No, that's even less likely.
Oh, Mr. Reardon.
Tuesday. With the two sides of my life colliding like the Titanic and the iceberg, it was a relief to return to the solitude of my writing cell. Ed Reardon is by no means the first author to seek creative reinvigoration at sea. My predecessor Evelyn Waugh, after an equally punishing period of work, in his case on the Sword of Honour trilogy, in mind the location tie-in, was inspired by a voyage to the Cape to write his autobiographical novel, The Ordeal of Gilbert Pinfold, in which the overworked hero starts hearing disembodied voices in his cabin.
Oh, hi, Ed. How's it going?
What? Oh. Hello, Ping. Is this Skyping, is it?
Yes, I'm Skyping. Are you typing?
Well, not at this second, obviously.
Why not? How many words of Amrita have you written?
I'm not sure. Been too busy to look.
We'll do it now.
Right.
It's highlight Alt T W.
Yes, I know. I do it all the time. Oh, where's the tools thing on this keyboard?
Oh, come on, it's really easy. Easier than the button that widens the margin so it looks like you've written more than you have.
Oh, good gracious, as many as that.
More than 10,000?
Yes, several more.
Good, because I've got 2 words for you. Bidding war! There are 4 publishers after it, and Ed, I haven't even had to take them to the O2 or Cirque du Soleil. That is how serious they are.
Good. Well, if you'll excuse me, I'd better get on.
Yes, you had. This is so exciting, Ed. I knew you wouldn't let me down. Over and out! Out, 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 out.
Oh, dear. Right. Chapter 1. Amrita ran up and bowled. Well, that's 5. I wonder how Elgar's getting on. What's the name of that place? Four Paws.
Thank you very much. Time to delay there, me hearties, for half an hour. And when the Bayou Boys come back, it'll be request time. So what would you like to hear? The old ones or the new ones?
Oh, do you realise, Jazz, we're going to have to start learning the Sex Pistols? They're nearly 40 years old. And the Clash.
And the Stranglers. Correction. The old ones or the very old ones? Thank you. Why are you two so frisky all of a sudden?
Love is in the air, Jazz. Can't you smell it? Along with the wintergreen and crisps.
Do we need a backstage pass? Can we just come up this step? I thought that was lovely, Mr. Milvain.
Thank you very much. We try.
Sorry we didn't come to your lecture, but to be honest, your film wasn't up to much.
I think Total Film and Heat might take issue with you there.
Now, if you want to talk about films made in Scotland, The Wicker Man, that was a good one. Especially when they burnt the copper at the end.
Oi, Ed, did you ever get that dead geezer's wristband?
No, I've been too busy.
Well, do you mind swapping yours with Olive then? So we can,
No.
take our meals together.
No, you're wasting your time. Last I heard, she was looking for a grey-haired doctor.
Might be in need of one myself. My digestive system's playing up.
Well, best not blow the trumpet too hard then when we get stuck into the old ones.
Morning, sir. A trifle foggy out in the Minch today.
Nobody's been able to find their way to the dining room in it either.
Yes, we are a bit thin on the ground.
There's only me and 400 empty chairs.
Well, so far, sir. A little overindulgence last night, probably the cause, and maybe 1 or 2 upset tummies. You're feeling all right yourself, are you?
Fine, thank you, John. So I'd like a seat by the window, large piece of smoked haddock with 2 poached eggs and a pot of coffee. For 4.
I'm afraid that's not possible, sir.
Why not?
You're wearing a green wristband. The second sitting doesn't start for another hour and a half.
John, I'm the only passenger here. What am I supposed to do till then?
You can get on with your book. You've only written 1 line. Your postcard was longer than that.
Yeah, obviously not too early for editorial advice.
Ideal circumstances for a spot of work, I'd have thought. Compose that masterpiece.
Might have a game of quoits.
And who would that be with, sir? In any case, nobody's allowed out on deck just at present. Captain's orders.
So are we on board a plague ship? We've got to kill a bug going round. Come on, John, I'm not going to tell the newspapers.
Indeed not, sir. It's incoming calls only at the moment. Morning, sir. Table for 1.
That's how I like it.
Stan, any sign of the others?
Not so far.
What do you put that down to? Little corridor creeping between the Golden Girls and the boys in the band?
No idea. And if I did have, I wouldn't let on. The Jerrys couldn't get anything out of me, and nor will you.
Surely you're not old enough to have been in a prisoner of war camp.
I mean, the Jerry's in the High Street. Bloody tourists asking for directions. French, eye ties. I send them the wrong way if I can.
Your table's ready, sir.
Oh, thank you. So I'll have my breakfast and I'll have a crack at the housey. Might stand more of a chance if there's just me.
So, sir, it looks as if there's nothing standing in the way between you and your art.
And Rita ran in and bowled, knowing she would have to be better than any man to become accepted by the Yorkshire crowd. Wednesday. At last, the freelance writer's diet has paid off. Eating week-old food from the bottom of the oven and decomposing supermarket items reduced for quick sale has given me an immunity to all known bacteria that seem to be stalking this death boat and the digestive tract of a stray dog. A stray dog millionaire, apparently. If the increasingly excitable emails from Pig are anything to go by. How much is the bidding up to now? Oh, my God. But they really, 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 underline, need to see those 10,000 words. Dear Ping. Oh, no, she won't understand that. Hi, Ping. I sent the first 2 chapters yesterday. Maybe there's a fault in your email. Wouldn't like to think they've gone astray after all the backbreaking effort I've put in. Well, maybe that's pushing it a bit. Thursday. The sea can do funny things to people. Indeed, there is an ignominious tradition of men in extremis being driven to desperate measures, faking ships' logs to show they've travelled further than they actually have. Just sent you chapter 4. Oh, will she buy that? Have you not got that either? Really, Ping, the inefficiency of your email system beggars belief. I'd have been better off putting it in a bottle and throwing it out to sea. Send. But sooner or later, the deception must cease, and one must confront the reality that despite the most favourable of writing conditions, I sit becalmed, bereft of words, and facing the humiliating truth. I have run out of original ideas. Haven't run out of this, though. And so we come to the end game. Farewell and adieu, you fair Spanish ladies. Should have done this a long time ago. I'm bound for old England. Oh, yes, you again. How about this for displacement activity? Goodbye, emails, goodbye, Ping, and have a great bloody weekend, the lot of you! Ah!
Well, I'm finally recovering, Ping, after 4 days with my head down the toilet.
Ooh, gross, like that scene in Trainspotting.
Rather overdone that, I thought. But I want to take these perihelion shysters to the cleaners. Sue them for every penny.
But they've already paid you 60 grand.
Not enough after what they've done to me with their super bug.
You soft-boiled end soldiers, Mr. Mulvane.
Thank you,
I
John.
think that's what's happened to Ed. He stopped answering my emails. He's never, ever done that before.
No idea. John, have you seen Ed Reardon, the tramp who plays the jug in my band?
No, sir. No, his bed hasn't been slept in for the last 2 nights. A bit of a mystery, to be honest. Cashed a cheque for him and no sign of him since, apart from his wristband on his writing table.
Oh, my God. He's ended it all.
Yes, apparently. Surprised he didn't do it years ago.
Jazz, what are we going to do?
Have to give the jug solo to Cliff, I suppose. Later, Ping. My egg's going cold.
Bye!
I've taken the liberty of lining up all your baseball caps, Mr. Mulvane.
Excellent. Oh, flour on the tray, too. You know, I'm starting to feel the life flooding back into me.
Well, it's more than can be said for some passengers, I'm afraid, Mr. Mulvane. Had to put into Oban to shuttle them to hospital. The locals complained about people vomiting in the streets. Well, what's new about that round these parts?
John?
Yes, sir.
Go away, please.
Certainly, sir.
You want some more, Elgar? Well, so you shall. Surprising how much haddock you can get into a computer case. There. Yes, now I'm afraid I'm going to have to leave you again. Not for very long, though. Daddy's got to present himself in London with a very plausible excuse for hurling what used to be in this laptop case into the Sound of Mull.
Pirates?
I can only imagine that's who they were.
Oh no, that as well as a killer virus.
Yes, they must have realised we were vulnerable to surprise attack and silently stolen aboard under cover of darkness. It's not much, I know, but all I managed to salvage was this laptop case.
Yeah, it really smells of the sea.
So I suggest you keep a close eye on the Somalian branch of books, etc. over the holiday period.
Yeah, I'll put Minty onto it, 'cause she'll be in Egypt then.
The tragedy is that I wrote those 20,000 words of Amrita in such a frenzy of creative energy that I can't remember a single word I typed.
Oh wow, you're autistic too. That's such a shame. It would have been perfect for the back cover. Put another 50,000 onto the sales.
You know, I even went into an internet cafe when the ship stopped at Oban for the doctors to come on board, but no luck. And then, when I came out, the ship had sailed without me.
It was probably Elvis at the helm.
Well, anyway, I chartered a fishing smack to chase after it, but the tide was against us.
Actually, Ed, the story might have been a bit too much like Bend It Like Beckham, come to think. Amrita, that is not this story. With cricket instead of football.
That's very true.
Pity, though.
Yes.
Anywho, how do you feel about tackling location 2?
Very positive indeed. When do you want it by? I hear Corby could well be the next big thing in Northamptonshire. Lot of new build coming out the ground there.
Thank you very much. Great to be back at the Lockkeeper's Arms on Terra Very Firma. Let's hear it for Cliff on bass, Ray on drums and antibiotics, and back from the dead, though you wouldn't know it, Mr. Ed Reardon blowing the joke.
Back live in 5.
Lots to catch up on.
Yeah, what happened to you?
Pretty boring story.
I found that very hard to believe.
But I don't think I've quite got to the bottom of you boys and my students, the babes from the U3A.
Oh, no. What happens on a perihelion cruise stays on a perihelion cruise.
Yeah, and anyway, you'd only go and put it in one of your books, wouldn't you?
No, I don't think I'll be doing that.
Ed Reardon's Week starred Christopher Douglas, Stephanie Cole, Simon Greenall, Jeff McGivern, Philip Jackson, Rita May, Lewis MacLeod, Baronka O'Shaughnessy, Kim Wall and Geoffrey Whitehead. It was written by Christopher Douglas and Andrew Nichols. The producer was Dawn Ellis.